And a friend of the program said, "Hey, I have somebody who wanted to meet with you in New York." I had no idea what he was talking about, and so he said, "Yeah, I have I have a friend of mine who wants to have a chat with you." So I said, "Sure." So it turns out I go to New York, and it happens to be the Hall of Fame coach Lou Carnesecca, who at the time had taken some time off from St. John's and was coaching the New York Mets, and he invited me into the Waldorf Astoria to meet with him in the Waldorf Astoria, and that's a world-renowned, famous hotel, and they had a suite, and they had the hors d'oeuvres ready for me. It was quite an experience, and I can remember to this day the question he asked me was, how much money was I worth? I had to laugh at him. I said, "Well, I got $5 in my pocket, enough to get me back home to Perth Amboy on the train." And so, that changed my mindset immediately, because I grew up in the projects. My dad was a laborer. He worked hard. My mom was a maid, so this, I guess you could call her a maid, yes. And very low income. We're a poor family, and so for someone to offer me an opportunity to go pro at a time which I wasn't even thinking about it, I never even imagined that I would leave Princeton after my junior year, but the opportunity was such that I had a chance to go and watch Rick Barry and the Nets play in the fabulous Long Island Garden, and they made me an offer before the draft.
Wow.
And so I accepted an offer before the NBA draft. So the Supersonics had heard that I might have signed with the NBA per se, heard that I had probably signed with the ABA during that time. So they just selected me as a security. I think the word was out that I was already committed to the New York Nets. So I had made the decision not to wait around for the NBA draft, and I had agreed to a contract with the Nets before the draft.